Hello, everybody, and Charanova here with Robin Moser and Associates, and it's the Tipsy Realtors Season 5. You can see I'm missing all my realtors, my team, still busy, but I brought a friend. They said it's not healthy to drink alone, so she's okay, right? So she's gonna be so I feel like I'm not drinking by myself today. Anyway, so what are we doing on the show today? There we are. We doing Spice Clock, and we talking how we determine value for your home or your property, just in general. So I have got everything ready for my drink here. Let me get this recipe back on the screen. So it is a tequila drink. Great lunch today. It's gonna be extra spicy. So what have we got? We got, I don't know who makes this proportions, 1.75 tequila blanco. We're gonna do 2 ounces because I don't know how to measure 1.75. And it goes into a shaker with ice. So next thing we got some lime juice again. I had 1 lime, so I squeezed it, putting it all in. And Creole bitters. I'm just gonna do like a little dashy things. You can find those on Amazon, or I think Wine and Beyond. Robin had it in her liquor cabinets, lucky me. And then I made a Jamaican barbecue syrup. Hold on, So I kind of put all the ingredients, what goes into Jamaican barbecue syrup, but if you're interested of making it, you can probably find online the recipe, or you can purchase one of our Tipsy Realtor journals for this year, and there's a recipe in it. So it's allspice, cinnamon, cayenne, black pepper, salt, thyme, sugar, and water. So, and then you kind of boil it and reduce it. I'm putting almost a shot, and then since I'm kind of making my recipe a little bit bigger, but it smells great. It is yummy, kind of a little bit spicy. Also, we'll see how it goes in the drink. And that's it. So those 3 ingredients, they're all shaking. And hold on. Let me change the view here. Okay, there you go. All right. And I got this. And last time I said, I didn't even dance because we had anything to shake yesterday. So I'm doing my extra arm workout today. So it says shake until it's cold. It doesn't take a lot for me because my hands are literally always freeze as soon as I touch something cold. And per our journal, they recommend a copper mug with some ice. You can do crushed ice. I don't have crushed ice. If you remember my last show, I had to make my own. So you kind of shake it, and then you just kind of pour it. Because that syrup is really dark. And then they recommend to garnish with mint. So it's kind of it has a little bit Moscow Mule take, I think, on it. So I'm gonna put just quite a few leaves, and I'm just gonna I do like when it gets really minty, and it gives a nice smell. And then if you want for the extra. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try this drink as is, because that's basically it. You kind of combine all the ingredients in the shaker and put it on ice and you drink it. But I have a slight suspicion that it's gonna be great with soda. So I made my own soda stream. Okay, cheers. Spicy. It's definitely, you can taste that allspice and cinnamon. It's very tequila forward. It's a great, actually, weather we have right now when it's cold, because it gives you that warmth through, tequila. It's always warming. And all those like the spices I put in that Jamaican barbecue sauce and the bitters. Yeah, it's I don't know if it's my favorite. It's kind of tastes like actually a little bit of a alcoholic apple pie. But let's try this a little bit with soda. I'm just gonna do like kind of like a splash, like when you feel it, because it's. I feel like that would be a good add for this drink. Let's try this again. Cheers, my friend here. Yes, so I definitely prefer it with soda. It gives a little bit crisp bubble and takes that that spiciness away. And yeah, it makes it kind of almost on more like a refreshing side. Does remind me of kind of a Moscow Mule type thing because the mint, I guess, and copper mug, spicy because you get ginger beer or ginger brew, whatever you use for your Moscow Mules, give that spice. So I would say it's like Caribbean Moscow Mule. Spice clock. Here you go. So definitely, if you're making that recipe at home, if you like the Moscow Mule, you would like this, and add some soda to the mix, and we are in business. So here we are, robinmoser.com, our phone number on the screen. If you guys have any questions during the show, post them below. Text Robin because she is traveling. She loves to get text when she's traveling, right, Robin? And let's talk about our topic, how we come up with a value for your home. Of course, I mentioned to you guys before, actually at the last show when I was doing it myself, there's a different way to come up with a value for your home, and the way the real estate does it. So we're going to talk about how we do it. So there's a different ways. First, we look what has sold in your community, preferably as close as possible to your street as we can find some comps. Number one, location. Your lot value was about the same when the house was built. So that's why we kind of want to get as close as possible, especially if you have a green zone in the back or in the front, because it will be very different if you did not have one. So we look at the properties that is very close to you. Most likely the same builder was building every second home or every home on that street. So we'll find the floor plans that matches your home most likely as well. So we look at the features of the home. So location, the features, and then the features has to include like how many bedrooms you had, how many bathrooms you have. Was the basement developed or not developed? That was like second. Third, what we look in a home is to see if it was the same age, has there been any updates or recent upgrades to your home? So for example, if you renovated the kitchen or some of the bathrooms, have you updated the exterior? So we put a dollar value to all those features. If you have one bedroom extra than the neighbor that sold next to you, there is a value for that, as well as bathrooms. The basement goes a little bit different in terms of how we how we calculate the basement. So right now we're still looking about $35 to $40 per square foot to develop the basement. If the basement has been developed, obviously it's been developed at different value. But we okay, if we have to build a basement today, what would that cost you, right? And then of course we'll look at the floor plan of the basement development. Like, does it have a full bathroom and bedroom in it? Does it have egress windows? That's the windows that you need to have, per code, to have in the basement to have a legal bedroom in there. Is it a walkout basement versus non-walkout basement? So the walkout basements are generally more money, or I'm sorry, the homes with walkout basements are generally more money because the lot that it was built on was more money. Plus, to build a home on that lot was a little bit more money because of grading and finishings of the exterior. So we look at all those features. Of course, we talk to the clients if they've done any updates in terms of like things we don't see, like plumbing. Like, you know, in the 1990s, we had a lot of plumbing done with a poly B. Some people are not comfortable having it in their home, although there is probably still a lot of that in Calgary. But for an average family home, it can be anywhere between $5,000 to $7,000 to remove poly B plumbing from their home. So we definitely take in consideration like that. And your big updates like roofing, furnace, hot water tank. Believe it or not, AC is a big one. People love it, and they prepare to pay a little bit more money for the home that has AC versus that doesn't. And of course, we try to basically to find, I know Robin likes to talk about like apples and avocados. So we're comparing apple to apple versus to avocados or oranges, very different homes. So what happens if we cannot find the home? And you know what goes for condos as well? Like what happens when we don't have a direct comparison? So that's all the ones I just named, that's a direct comparison to your home. Or if we do find a home looks exactly like yours, but it has been sold longer than 6 months or a year. So that gets a little bit complex, and knowledge of the market is very important. So what I usually do is, again, let's say the home has been sold 2 years ago. I'll look at the market and see how it has changed within those 2 years. Calgary Real Estate Board is amazing, providing us with the statistics, not only for the year of growth, but we also can find how much the price has changed within that community per quarter, and even we can find stats for the same week. So we can calculate what was the price change from the time that home has sold versus to the home that you're selling right now. And based on that price variance, the percentage, I guess, variance, we can calculate what would that home would worth today's market. And that's kind of the time percentage calculation. Also, of course, for the condos, we can do that exactly same thing. We can calculate the value. Sometimes with the condos, a little bit difficult because sometimes there is a 2-bedroom that's 700 square feet, 2-bathroom, but there is a different buildings. Now you have to reevaluate, was it a concrete building? Was it the same age building? Was it high-rise building or low-rise building? And we have to take that in consideration as well. So it's kind of like an art and science in coming up with a home, but they all based on actual numbers and that available statistically through Calgary Real Estate Board that we can pull from MLS. And of course, we're so glad that our marketing it got so much better because we can look at the photos of those listings. Sometimes there is old tours even still available on the internet that we can take a look and really dig in to see how that property is comparable to your property. Yes, so basically we look at features of the home, location of the home, when is the home has been sold in terms of comparable, and sometimes it's really hard to come up with even like a time difference. So we look, let's say we have a very specific bungalow that is in a luxury market. And again, you need to find how to price the bungalow where it's not surrounded by bungalows because it was probably custom built for that specific seller and now they're selling. So we definitely try to find the communities that is in comparison to this one particular community that will be located and possibly for another luxury bungalows and to see what their square footage is, what kind of floor plan they had, what kind of materials they used, and we basically try to make that avocado look like an apple. So again, that takes a little bit of knowledge from the realtor side in terms of what are we looking at, how can we find the same comparable, and of course we discuss all those comparables with a client, and it's kind of a two-way thing. Like the realtor doesn't tell the client, exactly what that is. We show the client why we think we pricing their home at the certain price. And sometimes people who live in their homes, they can tell you a little bit more because they, like, you consumers are becoming very educated in terms of what the value of your home is, where possibly the same home has been built, and you also a fountain of information that sometimes we don't get that by searching online. But good realtor, generally the realtors that have been worked in the areas, or doesn't matter if they're listed or if they purchase, because we've seen so many homes. So when we walk into somebody's home, most likely we have been in something very similar, even in your community, or very similar. We know the builders quite often. We recognize their floor plans from one community to another. So there is a lot goes into it. And how do we come up with the value of, just quickly on, so we know what it costs to build, but sometimes we have to chat with the contractors. Some of us have a great experience in renovation or home building. We know what that would cost us if we would have to construct an extra bathroom in the home. And that's kind of where we always take an average because of course the materials can vary, depends on what you like to put in your home. I was like, oh my God, there's another person. I totally forgot. This drink is kicking in. But it's, so yes, we look into what is gonna cost us in today's day to build a new bathroom, and we put that value in either into your home if you have that extra bathroom compared to your comparables, or we take that value out from the calculations. We also take not the listed price. So let's say there is an active homes on the market and there is a sold homes on the market. Even though we look at active homes on the market, as like Robin likes to say, Robin, I'm doing like a lot of references to you today. That's a hopes and dreams of seller. And because they haven't sold yet, so they're still on the market trying to sell at the value they're selling. We're not completely disregarding them because we want to make sure that we are competitive compared to those values. But we closely looking at the solds because those are ones that market was prepared to pay that value, and that's what they paid. So when we do in pluses and minuses of our calculations, we are definitely looking how they plus and minus from the sold homes versus the active homes, just because we don't know exactly what those active homes will close off. If you guys have questions about your particular home, and I know the sellers usually think their home is very unique and the most valuable, we would love to discuss it, how some of the things that potentially you've done to your home either bring you the value up or help to sell your home faster. We have covered that topic because not all improvements to the home bring your value up, but they definitely that gravy or cherry on your sundae that helps you to sell your home faster. Our phone number on the screen, Robin Moser, she is on her way back to Calgary, and unfortunately, she got stuck in Atlanta due to that terrible incident in Toronto airport, but she's on her way. And Michelle, who is our legal basement, if you're looking to legalize basement expert, she is here to answer all your questions. So what are we doing? Next week is our last show of February. So if you like to win the prize that we have for February is an alcohol infusion kit. It looks pretty amazing. It has like tons of different infusions from like cinnamon to ginger to jasmine to roasted barley. And if you don't even care, but you know somebody who will, and it makes a great present. So how do you win this? Well, you have 1 week left to participate. Every time you see our show, Tipsy Realtors, on any social media platform like Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you see on any social media platform, doesn't matter how many times you like, love, share, tag the people on our posts, your name will get entered that many times. So more times for you, potential for you to win. And of course, I don't care. We love to hear from you, even if it's a cocktail you're making. If you made a cocktail that was from our show, please let us know how you love it. If there is a topic you'd like to hear that we haven't maybe covered yet, please let us know, because we are looking for those things next week. So next week we are making the Hamlet, and it's to list or not to list by owner. That is the question we're going to be covering on the show next week. And that's it for today. We are, you know what, we are just wrapping up February. The market is very active. We're still seeing a lot of either fast sales, multiple offers, and some properties that needs a little bit more of a marketing. So not all the market is equal. So if you are thinking of selling a home and wondering what that's gonna look like, what the value of your home or your condo will be, please contact us. The phone number on the screen. I'm just gonna put this on, and we'd love to hear from you. We are here to help everybody with whatever your real estate endeavor is: buy, sell, invest, and of course, we are very passionate about Airbnbs, short-term rental, and investment in real estate in general. Thank you for watching and have a great day. I hope you enjoy the Spice Clock with me. Cheers. My twin.